Epomaker are a brand which produces various types of keyboards which are reasonably priced and shipped to most countries worldwide. Their keyboards are customizable, well made and aimed at anyone who has an interest in keyboards, whether that's for gaming or for office work. And to be honest, I've never used a keyboard from Epomaker before. That is, until now. This is the Epomaker DynaTab 75X, and I should probably point out that Epomaker have sent me this keyboard to try out. So let's see if I actually like it. Epomaker DynaTab 75X, not exactly the catchiest name in the world, is essentially a compact 75% layout keyboard. As it's got a 75% layout, it's got 84 keys, so you don't have the number pad, but you do get the function keys that you'd get with a typical keyboard. One of the unique aspects of this keyboard's design is it's got an RGB dot LED screen that is customizable and can be used for displaying information like the date and the time. And as you can see in the Epomaker promotional pictures, the unique display does give the keyboard a kind of retro feel, and it does make the DynaTab 75X feel quite bulky. What I have found this particularly useful for is when I want to find out information about the keyboard itself. For example, if I want to know what the battery level is like, I can display that on the LED screen. Or if I want to know that the keyboard is set up for a Mac operating system, the LED screen can give me this information too. To be honest, even just having the date and the time readily available right in front of me is actually pretty useful. And you can cycle through the screen displays using the easily accessible button in the top right hand corner of the keyboard. So, whilst this large 8-inch LED screen is kind of a novelty, I actually think it adds to the retro design of the keyboard and actually increases the function. Also, if you want to fully customize the screen, you can do so in Epomaker's own software, which allows you to customize the LED screen as well, allowing you to personalize your keyboard configuration. The DynaTab 75X is available in two different colors, black grey, which I have here, and in purple white. So whilst the keyboard base is either all black or all white, it's predominantly the standard keycaps which you get from these keyboards, which gives you its variation. With the black version, you get a gradient of keycaps which start off with a light grey colour at the top and then transition down to a black colour as you move down the keyboard. These keycaps do have a minimalist appearance as they have side legends. This means that the numbers and the letters are visible on the lower edge of the keycap instead of the typical keycap markings. And if you're not used to side legends, it can take some time getting used to them when typing. Although the LED screen does provide this helpful option of showing you the letters when you're typing. The other colour option for the keycaps is a more common layout with the predominantly white keycaps with two shades of purple as an accent colour. These keycaps have standard legends which are commonly found on most keyboards. The keyboard uses PBT keycaps with a cherry profile which does help the keyboard have a premium feel. As PBT keycaps are used, you don't get much shine through from the south facing backlighting. This is also more noticeable with the black grey keyboard due to the side engraved keycaps. The keyboard itself is gasket mounted, has a polycarbonate switch plate and contains pour-on foam, which attempts to reduce the internal reverberation when typing. The keyboard casing itself is all made of plastic, but somewhat surprisingly is relatively sturdy and has very little flex. The thing I really like about this keyboard is that it's got height adjustable feet, allowing you to set the keyboard at 3 different angles. It really annoys me when mechanical keyboards don't give you this option to adjust the height, as it can just make it really uncomfortable when typing, especially for your wrists. You have a choice of 4 switches with this keyboard, with 4 different options available. You have the choice of Wisteria linear, Wisteria tactile switches, Epomaker flamingo switches, which is another linear switch, and finally Epomaker sea salt silent switches, and these are the ones that I have here. These are linear switches and they really do dampen the sound. I really do like these switches as they're smooth to type on, and they would be really useful if you're typing in an office setting or making notes over a Zoom call. The keyboard is fully customizable, so the switches can be swapped out for any full key hot swappable switches that you may prefer. A keycap switch puller is also included in the box if you wish to go down the customization route. As for the dimensions of the keyboard, because of the LED screen, it is surprisingly big. It has a length of 345mm, a depth of 181mm, and a lowest height of 42mm. In terms of weight, the keyboard is pretty heavy at 1.11 kilograms. Overall, it does feel like a retro keyboard, and this is primarily because of the LED screen, and as such it can feel feel like it's a bit of a novelty keyboard. However, whilst this keyboard might not be for everyone, I really do like the design. Just because it plays up on the novelty factor doesn't mean that this keyboard isn't premium, and doesn't mean that it actually looks quite good. Epomaker DynaTab 75X has this typical ability to connect to up to 3 devices, and it can also be done through Bluetooth or through using the 2.4 GHz wireless dongle that's provided in the box. The keyboard also allows you to neatly store the wireless receiver in a hidden compartment on the keyboard. The keyboard also comes with a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable, which connects to the back of the keyboard. This allows the keyboard to be used with a wired connection and means the keyboard can continue to be used whilst charging. The keyboard also recognises which operating system it's being used with, so if you connect it to a MacBook, for example, it automatically adjusts the keyboard to an iOS setting, whereas if you connect it to a PC, it will automatically adjust it to Windows. Now, according to the Epomaker website, the keyboard has a 10,000 mAh battery, and that's quite big. It's also supposed to have advanced fast charging chips to essentially give it really quick charging capabilities. I haven't been using this long enough to see how long the battery lasts, but when I have tried to charge it, it does charge pretty quickly. I mentioned it earlier, but one really useful aspect of the keyboard is you can check the battery's charge simply by going through the LED screen, which gives you a clear indication of how much charge you've got left. Now, one issue with the Epomaker is that it uses its own software for customization, and this is used to customize both the LED screen and the keyboard itself. Unlike a lot of keyboard companies, it's not compatible with QMK VIA, which I find is really intuitive customization. However, Epomaker's own version really isn't too bad, and it actually works pretty well. It's also useful having the keyboard customization and the LED customization together, as it just means you can make adjustments and customize it a lot quicker. When you order this keyboard, you'll find that it comes in this fairly premium box. Inside you'll find the keyboard itself, the user manual, which you probably won't read, and then you'll also get a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable, as well as the 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, although you'll actually find that on the keyboard itself when you open the box. You also do get a Keycaps switch puller which matches the colour of your keyboard. Also, if you order the white purple version, you'll get keycaps for Mac users, which can be used to switch out the keycaps which are on the keyboard originally, which are aimed at Windows users. As I mentioned previously, this is the first Epomaker keyboard I've had, despite owning a range of keyboards from different brands. However, after using this for a little while now, I actually really like it. It's definitely a bit of a novelty keyboard, but despite this, it's actually quite a high quality keyboard. I really like the fact it's different, and I actually find the LED screen can be quite useful. It's got a lot of customization options, and I really do like the silent sea salt switches that come with this keyboard, given it's the option I selected. It's just different from other keyboards that I own. If you have found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.